This week, some Republican lawmakers stepped out of Washington and straight into a political firestorm. Across the country, constituents are making it clear. They're angry, they're frustrated, and they want answers. Especially when it comes to the sweeping changes happening under Donald Trump's second term and the continued loyalty many GOP leaders show him. Let's start in Iowa, where Senator Chuck Grassley, now in his 8th term, held a town hall that quickly turned tense. One man stood up and didn't mince words. He asked, "What are you, the Congress, going to do to rein in this dictator?" That moment set the tone. Grassley tried to remain calm, but his responses, careful and diplomatic, didn't satisfy the room. When asked directly, "Are you proud of Trump?" Grassley gave a measured response. "There's no president I've agreed with 100% of the time." The crowd groaned. He was pressed on multiple issues: Trump's use of executive power, the administration's immigration crackdown, and painful tariff policies. On tariffs, Grassley admitted they've hurt Iowa's farmers, especially grain producers. He touted a bill that would limit a president's power to impose tariffs without congressional approval. Still, he defended extending Trump-era tax cuts, supported adding work requirements to food assistance programs, and brushed aside a question about a man deported to El Salvador despite a Supreme Court ruling. The room wasn't buying it, but despite the tension, some attendees stood up for Grassley when others shouted him down. Why? Because unlike many GOP lawmakers, he showed up. Now let's head to Georgia, where Rep. Marjorie Greene held her own town hall, and it couldn't have been more different. First off, there were no open mics, no back and forth with constituents. All questions had to be submitted in writing, and Greene cherry-picked the ones she wanted to answer, projecting them on a screen. When a voter asked why she supported cuts to Medicaid, Social Security offices, and public libraries, Greene mocked her on stage. Poor Christina. I'm sure you think you're pretty smart, but you're being completely brainwashed." Greene painted herself as a fighter for Trump and Elon Musk, claiming they were tackling wasteful spending, and oddly opened the event with a video of Barack Obama talking about government efficiency. Her point? That Trump and Musk are just continuing that mission. She doubled down on conspiracy-style claims, suggesting, without evidence, that dead people are receiving Social Security checks, and used the stage more like a political rally than a community forum. Protests broke out. Several people were removed by police, and in 2 cases, stun guns were used on male attendees who resisted. Greene's response: "Protest is outside. Bye. Have fun out there." Afterward, she claimed the Democrats are the party of violence, offering no evidence. This kind of tightly controlled, no-questions-allowed approach is becoming the norm for many in the GOP, especially those closely aligned with Trump. Many Republicans skipped in-person events altogether during this congressional recess, following advice from party leadership to avoid potential confrontations. But it's not just Republicans under pressure. Democrats, too, are hearing the frustration. At a town hall in Maryland, Rep. Sarah Elfreth, a first-term Democrat, faced a tearful voter who said she quit her federal job because of Trump's return-to-office orders. This is personal. Being milquetoast won't inspire people to vote. What are you going to do to meet the moment? Elfreth said she's using every tool she has, but added, "Not every Democrat needs to be loud. We need all styles. This is mine." And that's part of the divide we're seeing right now. On one side, voters are demanding urgency, clarity, and strength from both parties. On the other, lawmakers are either retreating, avoiding hard questions, or leaning into partisan messaging and dismissing the concerns of everyday Americans. What's clear is that the pressure is mounting. Voters aren't staying quiet. Whether it's Iowa farmers worried about tariffs, federal workers burned out by Trump's policies, or Georgia residents questioning deep cuts to social programs, they're showing up and they're demanding to be heard. And in this polarized, high-stakes political environment, showing up might be the very least a lawmaker can do.